you there? Oh, he's ran away and left me.
No, I'm just having to work on things here. You know what it's like. I think what he said was we lacked the killer instinct. Would you agree with that?
That's the one. We didn't have the killer instinct. And yes, he's absolutely right, of course, you know.
Aye.
You know how I feel, and I think all the guys know how I feel about it. A 1-0 victory did me because of the 3 points. It wasn't the fact that it was 1-0. I just wanted the 3 points. So it's the lowest common denominator, and there's a 1-0 win will do me as long as I win. But we scored in, the 4th minute?
Something like
that. So let's say it was under 4 minutes. And we must have played another 90 minutes after that, including the injury time, of course. And my God almighty, they had one shot at goal. I think it was just one shot. I think their goalkeeper touched the ball with his hands. From them, you know, maybe twice. We'll give them the benefit of doubt and say it was twice. Oh my God, were we poor in front of goal. Lots and lots of passes, lots and lots of crosses, lots of corners. So, what did you think of all that?
Well, unfortunately for myself, I actually didn't get to the game on Sunday. I had to watch it via the telly. As you know, I wasn't well, so I enjoyed it, mate. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed our attacking play. I know Hamilton never crossed the halfway line, but was that due to the fact that we had just hemmed them in and they couldn't get out our half bridge?
No, I think it... Sorry, pal, sorry.
Right, on you go then, aye.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think it was all that, but I do think they came out and the very first thing they wanted to do was defend. And they defended. And they never stopped defending. And they were playing 10 men across 2 lines against us. And it was really difficult to find that thread that pass through to them, to the forward boys. Just impossible sometimes. And we paid the price, and that's the truth, we paid the price.
Well, I was the opposite. Although they did have 10 men behind the ball, I thought there was plenty of gaps there if our final ball had been a wee bit more precise. I thought we all lacked that wee bit of movement when it came to receive the final ball inside the box. But out with that, I thought we played all right, mate. I mean, I don't know. What was the guys round about you saying, Bridge?
Oh, they're all saying the same thing in the sense that tons of possession, tons of endeavour. But the truth of the matter is the final ball into the middle was, a lot of the times it was really good. I think, unfortunately, Mr. Lafferty, I don't want to blame anyone too much, but I think he did not have his finest hour playing for the Rangers. I don't know how many chances he had. Admittedly, a lot of them were by the head, and the goalkeeper thwarted him twice. The post thwarted him in the very first minute, and the rest of the time it was the ball over the bar or past the post. But many chances he had, many chances. I remember a game not that long ago when Morelos must have had 6 or 7 chances, and we were all shouting to get him off or change him or whatever. And there's Lafferty did a similar thing. And nobody said a word, really. Nobody really said. Because we ain't got anyone else anyway, have we?
No, we have not. When he's suspended, it's just Lafferty, mate. That's the only option we've got. But let's have a wee look about the side. We had apart from McGregor and goal, as we know, had no much to contribute because he wasn't threatened on many occasions. But I was going to look at partnerships tonight, mate, for a wee change.
That'd be good.
And the back two of Macaulay and Goldson, for you, decent partnership. Do you think that'll work well for us?
Well, considering who we were playing, remember, and I'm meaning we'll go with what I saw, I thought the back two were excellent. Those two were excellent, particularly Goldson, I must say. I thought Goldson had a really good game. Remember what I'm saying? We were playing Hamilton Accies, and they weren't attacking that much. But when the ball came up, I thought Goldson had his best performance in a Rangers jersey. Won virtually every ball he went for. But then I'm trying to remember where we were and what the situation was. But really and truly for Rangers, I thought he was excellent, and Macaulay wasn't far behind him. I thought he hardly missed the ball. But back to that, I think they were great. Let's put it that way. I thought they were excellent.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Ibrox most teams sitting against us anyway, so regardless whether it's Hamilton or it's St Johnstone or MD else, they carried out their duties and looked quite comfortable at the back, the two of them. I think that's the partnership going forward. We've got 4 games for the break, Paul, and I think that's the partnership we need to stick with at the back.
I can't disagree with you. My only difficulty is, and good luck to him as well, because it looks like Golson also the one of the defenders that breaks through with the ball at his feet. Now, I'm not saying his final ball is any good at all, but he's the one that can pick the ball up and run that 20 yards, 30 yards, and also get back. I think with Macaulay, you might not be able to get him back so quickly. You know, he'll be able to maybe venture forward a wee bit, but he'll not be able to go back as quick as Golson. And we saw that a couple of times when they broke away from virtually inside their own penalty area. They pushed the ball 2 or 3 passes, and they were verging on our box quite easily, and we just didn't know what to do. In fact, one of them got a shot in, get past Tavernier and got a shot in, which is the save that the one and only save really our goalkeeper made. What about yourself?
So it was a save that you were expecting him to make. I mean, the boy was quite an acute angle and there wasn't much power behind it. So it was a save I was expecting McGregor to make.
Yeah.
But we'll look to the left now. The partnership in the first half between Barisic and Grezna, how did you think they played together?
I think, again, I'll say this because it's me, it's my opinion. I thought Grezna was excellent. But I thought Barisic, for the 90 minutes, for me, man of the match, for me. Brilliant performance, beautiful crosses into the box, nearly every time getting it past. I think it was twice in the second half. He never get past the first man. But my goodness gracious, he can put a ball in. Great. I'm just waiting for the time when he gets his 100% fitness and the form and match fitness and all the things all come good for him. And he'll start getting a dig, having a shot at goal. And I think Grezna's due scoring a goal as well, to be honest. He did very well. And they moved him over to the right in the second half, which was very good. I thought he didn't disappoint me, let's put it that way.
I think it's a partnership we need to persevere with. Grezna, we need to give him, for me, a lot more games playing in front of Barisic. They've got a good understanding. They played with Ozzy for a few seasons together. And I think we need to stick with that. I know Ryan Kent will be back shortly for injury. We've got young Glenn Middleton there. But I think that we need to stick with Grezna and Barisic on the left because it's a partnership I think can work bridge, you know.
Absolutely.
I think that the greatest understanding between them for me is when Barisic was getting forward, Grezna was coming inside and allowing them room to get the crosses in. Whereas young Middleton, for instance, tends to stick wide. And I think they kind of take up each other's space when they go forward, when Barisic is behind young Middleton. So for me, I think we need to persevere. I think that's the most stable relationship we'll have on the left. Although Ryan Kent is a fair wee player, I think we need to persevere with our own players now. We've paid money for Grezna. We need to let him show what he can do, and hopefully that'll pay dividends for us, you know.
Well, I think for the first time, somebody in the lobby could maybe correct us on this. I think for the first time this season, we started the match without a lone player in the first team. So that was quite pleasing for a lot of Rangers fans around about me, who have been saying we should be bringing our boys through. I know it's due to injury and young, what do you call it, the big one? Sadiq going away, and then Nigeria going away. So there's 2 of them away. Kent's injured. So, you know, it tells you it's a story in its own, isn't it? So I think that if young Kent comes back, which, to be honest with you, Fox, I think it's going to take a miracle for him to come back, but, you know, before Christmas. We've only got 2 weeks, you know.
I don't think there's any need to rush him with Grezda looking as though he's getting nearer fitness or top fitness.
I was meaning I don't think he'd be fit enough. I hope he is, obviously. If he's fit enough, the manager will maybe find a place for him. Maybe playing alongside Morelos, if you follow what I mean. Because he's a clever player, and if he's got his skill back and his game head on, he'd be a real bonus for us. Something that we shouldn't be turning our face on, Like as soon as possible, get him back in if he's fit, and available.
Mm-hmm. The other side of the pack, Tav and Candias, that's this kind of settled partnership and does work. I think that's where most of Rangers' attacking prowess has came from since the start of the season. They've got a good understanding, work well going forward and work just as well going backwards, because Candias does a lot of covering when Tav goes forward. The two of them can get back together, and I think that's a certainty. That's the best partnership for me in the right.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, and I feel like that most of the season. My difficulty, I think I said it on Saturday night. I think Barisic is a superb player, but his form's coming up. But I don't know what's going on with Tavernier. It seems to have dropped a wee bit. But look, it was against Hamilton, and anything could happen against a team like that. We were miles and miles and miles and miles better than them. So I'm not going to start slagging any of our players. I just feel that when you make a comparison between left and right, my obvious is that I can see positives coming from Barisic. But right at this moment, although Tavernier does put good balls in, he hasn't done it for a wee while. Looking at the game, some of his balls weren't quite right, but I'm not going to say that. I'm expecting him to, in that game like that, I'm expecting him to be up there and having shots. 2 seasons ago, he was everything he hit, it was going in towards the goal, making the goalkeeper save. And now he hardly ever has a shot unless it's a penalty. That's what I feel anyway. So I'd like to see him, taking up the cudgel and getting forward. And by the way, can I just say, anybody that wants to join us, gladly, please come in and join us. And it's 0141 356 1972. And Foxy will tell you where to go on from Skype.
You can join us on rangersradio.online if you on Skype, and I'll bring you into the call. The thing about Tav is, mate, I think he's been an ever-present for the season, mate. I think it's 17 league games we've played, 14 in Europe, plus a couple of, in the League Cup ties. He's been, I think there is one game, Bridge, I think that he never started. I think he's tired. You might be right. Sorry, so I didn't interrupt you, pal. No, on you go.
No, please, carry on, please.
No, I was just saying, I think he's tired. For me, I think he does some amount of work in every game. Okay, he's not always at the tip-top end of his form, but he puts in a shift, mate. And nobody can deny that he probably has more work rate in the team than any other player for me. And maybe he's just mentally and physically tired, mate, and the break can't come soon enough for him.
I'll say this, and I'm not being funny when I say it. I'm unashamed saying it. For me, up to now, he's probably been the best fullback in Scotland. Definitely. I think he's got all the quality, scores goals, admittedly, most of them penalties this season. But he's a captain, he's running, he's doing everything he can. But I just feel, much like you said there, when you watch him now, he gave the ball away about 3 times for absolutely no reason on Sunday. No reason at all, and the crowd were starting to get a bit upset with him. But overall, I think he's been tremendous this season, tremendous.
Same for me, and Candias as well, another one with top work rate. As we've already said, great understanding, full of wee flicks to find Tavernier in space quite a lot of times, and they two work terrifically well. If we move into the midfield, there was a new partnerships in the midfield. Ross McCrory sitting deep, Ryan Jack and Scotty Arfield, mate. Look at McCrory first. How do you think he settled in? I think that's 2 games he's played there. What do you think of him?
Well, I think that's his. To me, that's his position, to patrol in front of the back four. I think he's a smashing player, young, still full of everything. He's got problems, as we know, and his faults, as we know. And his biggest fault is his heart. He just goes in there, and sometimes he goes in there and he hurts himself. And it's possibly just a mistimed tackle. He's lunging in. They're the daft things that youngsters do, But when he's on the ball, looks very good. Faults, gave the ball away, put the ball out the park 4 times. I actually meant to pass it to one of our players, and it missed him by 2-3 yards. So that's a wee problem he's got to get himself sorted out. And that's probably just a wee lack of concentration. That's all it is, But did you not see it last night, no?
No, see what?
Oh, I thought you said something there. I thought you said I didn't see that. I thought that he missed poor passes last night. I think 4 or 5 poor passes last night. But out the park, missed the player he was actually aiming at. So in my opinion, I think he plays a fantastic role, and to me that's his place. But back to seeing the form he had against St Mirren when he got injured, it was really nice playing in front of that defence. Really nice. And then what can you say? He's a smashing player. He really is a smashing player.
I think he's still got a lot to learn, Ross McCrory. What I like of him, he covers the ground well. I think he does it every bit equally as good as Koulibaly. And once again, he's our player, mate, and I think we should give him a wee run in there myself. He did misplace a few passes, and that's down to concentration, as you say. But what I do like about him, mate, see when he wins the ball, he plays the ball forward and no back, which helps with the momentum of the attack, I think. And I would like to see him have a wee run in there. I thought he'd done well enough.
I don't think MD would disagree with you, Foxy. I think the boy's got it. I think he's got to prove himself to the manager, because we are only seeing, as fans, we are not seeing what the manager's seeing, what he's looking for. So hopefully the manager sees and likes what he sees, put it that way. Because I think he's got it. He just needs that wee break to get in there. I think he would need to go a long way to completely place, shall we push Ryan Jack out of the team, for instance. I don't think he's as good a player as Ryan Jack. I said the other night, I didn't think he was as good as Koulibaly. And I'm still of that opinion right at this moment. But no problems at all. I thought he had a smashing game, but please remember who we were playing. It had virtually nothing to do in reality for a long parts of that game, other than look good. What did you think? Compare it with Koulibaly. Can you compare it with Koulibaly, Fox?
Aye, well, honest to God, I think he's better in the air than Koulibaly. I think, as I said, he uses the ball when he hits his target a lot better than Koulibaly. Simple passes, gets it away, turns and plays the ball forward. I just want to see him get this run of 4 games up to the break till we see if we're going to bring in another midfielder. Then I might think that maybe Jack would move back into that position. But yeah. I think him playing in Sunday allowed Jack and Arfield to comfortably go forward, and that helped. I think that helped us we were pressing quite high again, which was nice to see. People again will say it's only Hammond, but we penned them in, mate. And I thought the 3 of them worked quite well together. It was nice to see Jack getting forward a lot better. I thought there was one run when that wee guy hauled him back with the shooter when he was... Oh, God, my computer's just went.
By the way, that was a sending off, if that for me.
Aye, okay.
That was a sending off. You okay there? Are you lost?
Aye, it's all right. It was just...
Back again.
I need to plug... I had to plug my computer in. It was running on battery there. Anyway,
can I just say another big shout out to the boys there that want to, if they would like to join us. It is a fan show, so if you'd like to join us on Skype, on Skype it's rangersradio.online. Is that correct, Foxy?
That's
rangersradio.online. And if you want to phone us in, you can phone us in on 01413561972. If you're on Skype, come just do that business there. Get onto the site and Foxy will bring you in and make sure you're all right. Can I just say that I was on the subway going over to the game yesterday, and was sitting. I had a seat, and a lady got on. The subway stopped at Govan, as we know, and a lady got on. A lot of people got on, but this lady got on, and I got up to give her a seat, and she says to me, "Oh, it's all right. I'm going off at the next stop." I says, "Oh, you going to Ibrox with us?" A wee kind of joke, you know. So it brought a wee bit of laugh. So I was sitting, and I sat down again, and right opposite me, this guy said to me, "Are you on the radio?" I says, "Aye." And then I showed him my badge, and he says, "Aye." He says, "That's why I'm asking. You're on the radio." He says, "I listen to you every night. You're absolute magic. What a tonic." That's what he said. "What a tonic. All your boys are tremendous." He says, "And I'm trying to fit. I know your voice. That's why I asked you. I know your voice, but I can't just put the name to it." I says, "I'm Bridgeman." He says, "Well, I'm Sandy." And so a big shout out to Sandy and his wife, who were sitting in the subway, and they introduced themselves to me. And they come from the Glasgow Harbour area in Glasgow, so over at Partick there. So well done. Thanks for introducing yourself, Sandy. So there's a big shout out to you. I hope you enjoy the show. Sorry about that, Fox.
oh, yeah, you had to get that. And is that you famous now?
No. Everyone is. He mentioned he also likes to listen to Denver Bear.
I like Denver.
I think it's the thought of someone phoning in from afar. And he mentioned the boy that phones in for Australia, Big Al, or Al. He just mentioned Al. I says, "I'll be Big Al for Australia." He says, "That's right." So he just named some name. He didn't mention you, Fox, so don't worry about it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, but he said he likes listening, and everybody's does wonderful. And all the people he knows that listens in all say the same thing. It's a smashing show, and it's really, really good to listen in, and it makes them all happy. All happy.
Very good. Anyway, we've been joined by our first caller, and the night is George. Evening, George.
Oh, Big George, how you doing?
How you doing, boys? All right?
Aye, wonderful.
Aye, fine, George.
I just gave you a call. I couldn't listen, by the way. We came away for a hard game in Vienna during the week there, Fox, and by no means did we play well yesterday at all, but we got the win. We maybe held on. My opinion, probably held on the last 15 minutes. Fox, but the first 10-15 minutes, the game should have been out the way. If Morelos was playing, it would have been a completely different game. I think yesterday told us that we definitely need another striker, Fox. Lafferty's not got to be the answer when Morelos is going to have these suspensions and injuries and things like that. I didn't get me wrong, I think Lafferty done a fair bit of running yesterday, but that's not what you need for your striker. You need a striker to score your goals, Fox, and I thought that we were well short yesterday. I thought the wrong thing with Steven Gerrard as well was taking Candias off. I think Candias was doing well for us when he got took off. I didn't think that was any. But the main thing for me is we've got the 3 points and we're back to the top of the league. Even though we're back to the top of the league, the other teams will go games in hand round about us and that. It's just good to be back there and come back after the Vienna result and get the 3 points, Fox, Caroline.
Aye, without a doubt. It's always good to go to the top of the league, mate. We really want to be in that position in May, but I'm quite happy to take it now myself. I don't know, Lafferty, for me, is a wee bit of an enigma, mate. We know he can score goals. And he had a couple of chances. The one he missed at the back post after about a minute and a half, mate. I don't know what came at him, mate. I mean, it was only a wee nod in. And he didn't really make contact with it, which absolutely surprised me. I mean, that was a simple header. And but his second one, he got up well. Had to stretch for it, but still go to own target. Terrific save for the goalkeeper. But with Morelos even playing in that position on Saturday, it was a failure to get balls to him. Mate, was the problem, I think. I don't know what you think, Bridge. as we keep saying, we done well to get to the 18-yard box, but it was the final ball to find somebody in space to have a go, mate. And that might have been the same case if Morelos was playing. We don't know that, you know.
I think Morelos is, should I say, Morelos has got a lot more presence than Lafferty. I take on board what George was saying. I think it was shall we say, unfortunate that all the good chances actually fell to Lafferty. There was only a few others. I mean, we had about maybe 15 or 16 opportunities, and out of that, maybe 10 real chances. And out of that, 5, I would say 5, but the Lafferty should have scored. I really do think that he should have scored. But most of them were a bit ahead, and there was only the one that he got near post, and he put it into the side netting. The rest of the time, as George says, he picked the ball up, and he was leading the line, he was pushing the ball back and bringing people into the game. He was doing all these good things. But when it came to in front of goal, he never actually had a clear chance for a shot at goal. There was always a leg in there that would block it. And that's where the goal from Candias came. Big Lafferty had a left foot shot and it was blocked and it skidded across to Candias and he popped it in the net. We saw last night, I think we saw the best and the worst of Lafferty. And I think a lot of folk around about me were saying they were disappointed. There, once again, we couldn't put the ball away. And the only man that done it was a wee man, Candias, which is sad. That's not to say we're saying that Lafferty's rubbish or anything like that, but really and truly, our other centre forward, Morelos, was on for 90 minutes the other week and couldn't put the ball in the net either. So lots of chances, but couldn't do it, you know. But last night, that team who put up virtually no resistance at all, other than throwing their body in front of the ball any way they could. And that lad that pulled Ryan Jack back, the way he pulled him back, to me that was a red card. 100% red card for me. 100%. Those fouls should be put out of the game altogether. If you grab somebody around the neck and pull, wrong. Out of the game.
That was it. The wife was sitting right beside me when she actually said, that's a clothesline. She goes, that's no any kind of tackle.
Absolutely, pal.
See things like that, Bridge, you should just be after the park for that. And I don't care what anybody says. I ken it's big bad Rangers and I've got to say this, but see if that was me Morelos making that challenge, he'd have been after the park instantly. And that's the thing. So it's got to be the same right across the board. But see, try to take positives for everything yesterday. Now, I think we got the 3 points. We're top of the league. That's the biggest positive for me. We came back for a European game, a hard European game 2 days ago, and we've got the 3 points. And we're back to the top of the league. That's a positive. But looking at the left back, I thought he looked brilliant yesterday. By the way, I really think he played well. I thought Gresna was actually coming on to a game. Candias, I like Candias. I do like Candias. I thought Tav done everything he had to do yesterday, and I liked McCrory and Jack and Arfield in midfield. Jack was getting forward a wee bit more than he does because McCrory was there to hold it, and Arfield was doing a lot of running into the box. A couple of times I thought Arfield was unlucky just with the last wee touch going into the box. So there was positive to take, and if we can get Morelos back in that team and get the left back playing and the left winger playing and things like that, I think we'll be a no bad team. I think you've got to take the positive, and if you keep winning 1-0 like you say to the end of the season, Bridge, we'll be happy with that, eh?
Oh, seriously, obviously, no, I'm no daft. I'm sitting watching that last night. We pumped the ball in, well, he missed it, an absolute sitter. He clicked it into the inside of the post and out it came, and their goalkeeper was saving everything that Lafferty tried. Either that or it was going over the bar or something. But my God, the boy had 2 wonder saves, 2 absolutely wonder saves, and 3 or 4 other really good saves against us.
That's your third choice keeper, Tabor, do you believe that?
Gee whiz, he was a big fella.
That's third choice keeper.
Yeah, it's so sad when a top player like that can't actually get the ball. When he gets on target, he can't get it past the keeper. But then he tries something else and it goes away past the target. You know, can I just say that there's a couple of things I noticed last night that I thought were very poor, simply absolutely dreadful. I thought our ball boys were so bad last night at going for the ball and putting it back into play. Just dreadful. So I hope the manager or another that's relevant to Rangers actually takes note of what I'm saying. The people in the stands can't stand poor ball boys. Get them sorted. Get them to go for the ball when it comes out and get it back in play. and secondly, their goalkeeper and the rest of them, their time wasting on that game was just nothing short of shocking. They were they were time wasting for the first minute. Time wasting. I mean, all this stupid stuff. They get the ball, the guy goes for the ball, it's at the edge of the area, and he just leaves it there at the edge of the area. So the goalkeeper's away on the other side of the goal. He's got to walk away to the opposite side, the edge of the area, and come back away to that side again. No. There must have been easily 25 minutes of wasted time last night in that game. 25, not even injury time, wasted time.
That's a bit an exaggeration, that 25 minutes.
Oh,
come on. By the way, I do know for a fact that Mark Allen is out scouring Europe for new ball boys at this present time, mate. We might be getting a wee change to do.
You might have seen slightly different from what I saw, obviously. I don't know what George saw at the main stand side, but seriously, their goalkeeper was getting the ball and he was putting it down, and he was going something like, I would suggest, maybe 25, 30 seconds per shot from a goal kick. Now, they must have had 100 goal kicks last night, you know what I mean? It was just enormous, just enormous. I've never seen anything like it, never.
Do you know, I think that just comes from frustration for the fans, mate, if you're starting to blame the ball boys for not getting it back quick enough. And a wee bit of time. If we'd have took our chances in the first half, maybe we should have been about 4-0 up, and maybe it would have been bothering, you know.
I'm not bothered about what they did in that sense. What I'm saying is that the thing that gets me and a lot of other fans when you watch teams playing against us is that virtually from the first minute of that game last night, they were playing for time. That's all they wanted to do was kill time. They're taking a throw in, and it's a good 15 to 20 seconds for a throw in. And it's just nonsense. It's just rubbish. They're not the only ones that do it against us. But the amount of time they wasted last night was nothing short of incredible.
Anyway, George, what did your wife make of the game? Was that a wee Christmas treat? Was it? Were you in hospitality? You still there, George? We lost
he's
George.
there, I think he's on mute.
Okay, then.
Listen, can I just say something? I saw something in the lobby there. Skipper's trying to get on, but for some reason or other he's not able to get onto the lobby. I wonder if Old School Blues listening. Could he maybe help out there?
He will do. I'll see if I can
fix it.
Hear me now, Fox?
I got you now, George. Well done, pal.
I must have. I think I pressed mute about 3 times. I kept on going on and off it. I was in the members' lounge yesterday. We had a couple of gas managers with us, and I took the wife. It was a good day. She did enjoy it, but there was that's what she said about the Ryan Jack one. And then halfway through, when we were watching the game as well, she was like, "That keeper's a good keeper," but the wee boy at normal plays and goals, I ken him. And he was saying that boy is actually a third choice goalkeeper. But it's guaranteed, Fox, what will happen this week. They're playing, I don't know, St Johnstone or Motherwell, I think, or during the week they're playing somebody. And I can guarantee they'll probably get 5 or 6 put past them. And that goalkeeper, some of the saves were world class, tapping it past the post and things like that. So even she said to me, she goes, "By the way, that's a good goalkeeper there." So you need to start taking these chances. I mean, this is these guys' cup final every time they come to Ibrox. We ken that. That's their big day. They only get 2-day games a year. I think there's 40 fans behind them and things like that. So we've got to start taking these chances and put these teams to bed. If we are realistically thinking about winning this league this year, but it's totally league they know, we've got a hard game here Wednesday night. We've got to start putting these teams away, and it's not the Hibs and the Celtic and that. It's these games here: Aberdeen, Dundee, Ham. That's the game we need to start winning. And see if we keep winning them 1-0, we'll no grumble, folks, at the end of the season.
No, we will not, pal. Anyway, let's have a wee listen to the manager's reaction after it and see what we can get to talk about that. So, if you don't mind getting on mute, we'll hear from Stephen Gerrard.
Stephen, a win, but ultimately are you quite frustrated this afternoon?
Yep, with certain aspects of our game I am. I thought without the ball today we were really good. We counter-pressed really well, kept regaining the ball and kept attack all the time. But when we get the ball in good areas, we were lacking today. The final pass, the final cross, the final bit of quality. We didn't have a killer instinct about us. And at 1-0, like the game's always, you always give Hamilton a chance to sneak back into it. Thankfully we never, but we've certainly got a lot to learn on, especially when we get in the final areas of the pitch.
What do you think perhaps is missing there?
Killer instinct, that little bit of quality. Someone who's going to step up and kill the game. You know, we should have won this game after 5 minutes today. We should have been 2 or 3-0 up. We had 21 corners today. I'm guessing here, but we had at least 30 crosses into the box. So we're playing well up to a certain point, but someone's got to go and want to score a goal, or someone's got to want to go and assist a goal to kill Hamilton. Because as soon as that game goes to 2-0, I can get James Tavernier off the pitch because he's played every minute, and I can rest people for more important games coming up. But I didn't have that luxury. So the plan that I had in my head went out the window because we didn't have a killer instinct today.
You're top of the league again, though. You must be pleased.
Not interested.
Not interested.
Not interested in being top of the league. We were top of the league against Hearts, and then for 8 days we've suffered as a team. So I'm not interested in being top of the league. I'm happy we've won. I'm happy with a clean sheet. But we need to improve.
You said you missed Daniel Candias in midweek, so to have him back and scoring, is he significant to this side?
Yeah, he's a big player for us. I thought, especially in the first 15-20 minutes, his energy certainly helped, and he's adding goals to his game, which is a big help for us because, you know, we can't be over-reliant on certain people. So really pleased with Daniel today. Moved him inside the pitch to try and find that little bit of quality, but it wasn't to be. But to have him back available is a big help to me, and also having his mate back through the week is a big help as well.
How much of an improvement do you want to see from your side then for the next 10 days?
The players have done a lot of things right today. They've done a lot of things right. You know, they've forced this team into 21 corners. They've peppered the box with crosses. They've tried to find the final pass. But you know, being a Rangers player comes with pressure and responsibility. You have to step up in that last part of the pitch.
Well, that was our manager, Stephen Gerrard, telling the truth as normal, Bridge. What did you think of that, Paul?
Yeah, well, he's saying in a nicer way and far more positive about it.
Oh, Bridge, you knocked yourself on mute there. George? Oh, there he's back, you know. On you go, Bridge.
Sorry, but I was just going to say, he's, as far as I'm concerned, he's saying everything that we're saying, but saying it in a nicer way, in a more constructive way. But he's absolutely right. He's 100% correct. We need to start scoring goals. George has just said it 2 minutes ago there. You know, we need to start scoring goals. We need to start, these chances that are coming our way, we have to start putting some of them away. Simple as that. Simple as that, folks.
Yourself, George, you pick into that press conference?
Yeah, what he's saying, 21 corners we had. At some points it was 4 and 5 corners at a time, and by the way, there was some of the corners getting whipped in were really good. I like Borner's corners coming in, the way he was swinging them in and things like that. So you think with Big Lafferty being up there, Big McCauley being up there, we take a wee more chances. I got a couple of headers, but weren't really winning the first and second balls. It wasn't really bouncing for us and things like that. I think we never really capitalised on the corners. That's what he's saying. 21 corners, and the balls were just flying at that box. The keeper was taking them or heading them out defending for everything. So they were. But we need to start putting these teams to bed, folks. And every single one of us to a man was sitting there and we're saying to ourselves, 8 to 9 minutes or when they went up the park and Big McGregor put it past the post. Everyone round about us saying this is the time they'll probably score. 8 to 9 minutes, get them back them for 90 minutes. We need to start 15 minutes that wee bit easier. We could have maybe only scored 3 or 4. That's what happened at New Douglas Park against them. We were struggling a wee bit. It was never a 4-1 game, but we ended up getting in front of them a wee bit, and their heads went to them thinking we're never getting back into this, and it ended up a 4-1 or 4-0 game, whatever it was. And that's what we need to start doing with many of these teams. Just put them to bed earlier on. And it's easier said than done, but we've got better players than them, folks. We should be putting these teams to bed. Dundee, I'm saying it again, Aberdeen and Hamilton. We should be putting these teams to bed. And like you said, getting Tavernier after wrestling for Wednesday, he's played every minute. Even taking the left back off, he's only played a couple of games. Give him a wee rest, He's maybe not 100% match fit yet. Get him just ready for Wednesday and things like that as well. We should be able to do that with the type of squad we've got. But there's yesterday, for example. I said that to her last night. Sitting beside you yesterday, you've got Jordan Ross sat beside you. You had Katic, you had Lee Wallace, you had Dorrans, you had Robbie McCrory were all sitting beside you. I mean, that's a no bad guys that can't even get in the squad. A couple of them on the fit. We Murphy was there as well, isn't the fit? But we Rossiter can't get in the squad and things like that. So we're starting to get players back now, Fox. So we should be really starting to knock these teams away.
I agree. I thought that some of the crosses and corners getting put in were superb, right into the heart of the defence, far enough away for the goalkeeper couldn't come for them. But I don't know why our centre-halves can never get on the end of them, mate. I mean, there's teams like Livingston who have got centre-halves, no any bigger than us. And when boys come into the box, they're always first to it. What do you think the problem is with I thought Macaulay would have been good at that. I thought Goldson would have been good. Katic started off well, scored a couple of goals for set pieces, but we seem to have lost that challenge in the air. And I don't know if it's due to we don't train at it, because the kind of schedule we've had since the start of the season has just been about getting players fit at the start. Do you think he's had much actual time for the training side of it, George, to work on set plays, to work on free kicks? Or is it just a case of rest one day? In the case of Europe, we're travelling the next day, playing the next day, coming back, day off, having a wee warm-up again on the Friday, and we're playing on the Sunday again. I don't think the manager and the coaching staff have had a great deal of time to actually work on how we're playing. I don't know what you think of that.
Maybe that's a good point. Maybe that's your bang on. There's, for example, we played on Thursday night, travelled back on Friday. You probably had a rest day on Friday when they've done nothing on Friday at all. You're back in for training on Saturday, or probably in a late training session on Saturday, and then you're playing on Sunday again. And then this week you probably had a day off on the Monday, a light training session on the Tuesday, and back in for the game on the Wednesday. So you're not actually getting skills, you're not actually getting set pieces, it's probably board work. You're probably going in there and saying, right, this should be your out of position, this should be your out of position. You're probably right there, there's probably no a lot of set pieces not getting actually done on the training ground, folks. It is probably those warm downs and warm ups and things like that. You probably hit the nail on the head there, by the way. I seen him when he was coming off as well, and he was saying to wee Middleton, he came off and he was giving wee Middleton a bit of a hard time. His positional sense, Warburton used to say, his pitch geography is terrible. He reminds, I think it was somebody on the show said the other night there about the wee boy Forrest that played with Celtic a few years ago. Everybody was slating him, and he's come on to be a good player, don't get me wrong, but the wee boy, his pitch geography was all over the place. As though when our defenders will go to the ball, he's moving to them, and when they've not got the boys coming towards them. I noticed a couple of times, and I've seen Stephen Gerrard saying that to him, he needs to fix that out. Like, so he's maybe not getting a chance to train the young laddies as well, and mould them the way he wants to mould them, folks. You know what I mean? Because they're constantly playing.
There's parts of Middleton's game that is excellent, absolutely brilliant, and there's other parts where you can see he's just a youngster. As you say, George, sometimes he's moving the wrong way. I don't know why. I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he's going up there to try and take the ball on some sort of dummy move, or Kid Money's taking the ball, make some room for the guy. I don't know, but really and truly, he should be down the wing, waiting in the ball. And if he's not going to get it, a wee shout, I'm going inside or something like that, and move inside. So it gives that boy the room to come down. Because Barisic puts a beautiful ball in, for sure. And the times that Middleton got the ball, particularly in the second half, he didn't seem to be able to get past the guy properly. But then, by the time he's getting it, maybe it's so slow, by the time he's getting it, there's 2 and 3 there to try. He's got to take on one, he'll take on 2 or 3. And you end up pushing the ball back, don't you? So you don't lose it.
On the wee boy Middleton, mate, he's definitely got skill, he's brave, and he can put a good ball into the box, but it's like being a brickie, mate. You don't put an 18-year-old in charge of building a house, if you know what I mean. You can start off the corners and let them fall in, and all this comes with experience. You can't expect young boys to just suddenly have the experience to play in these sides. You've got a lot to learn when you step up for the reserves into first team, and it doesn't come easy, if you know what I mean. You've got to learn your trade, and what he wants to do, obviously, is show his skills and get doing the wing and putting balls into the box. But that's what the other part of his game he's got to learn is about the tracking back, about when to go, when not to go, where to position himself, decision making. All that comes with experience. It's not something you're born with. I think for me anyway, it's something you've got to learn. And he will come good, that young boy. It's just he's learning his trade.
Yeah, I don't doubt it for a minute he'll come good. He looks a smashing wee player. And he's one of these guys that we've got him. He's ours. All we need to do is give him the time and space on the pitch to be able to do what he needs to do. I don't know whether, in fact, he should be playing him wide right, or wide left, rather. And, you know, because you've got Gresda. And I thought Gresda played very well on the left alongside Barisic. And they seemed to sort of make a half-decent, just as we said earlier, Fox, half-decent team, shall we say, or partnership. And let's hope that young Middleton, when he's playing the left, and I'd probably never played with Barisic before, so let's hope that over the period he gets used to the way Barisic is playing, and the two of them can match up. If Gresda's over on the right, for instance. Although I have to say, that baffled everyone when he took Candias off. When he took Candias off and then he moved Gresda over to the right, people were going like, what's going on? He's actually our best player, they were saying. What did you think?
I think he could have possibly done it for what he says in his press conferences, maybe taking certain players off and trying to keep them fresh. We've got another game coming up against Hibs at Easter Road. Hamilton didn't look a threat, and he's maybe took Candias off. He put in a good shift, scored the only goal of the game. I thought that was a fair substitute. I don't know about you, George. Did you not think that was fair?
Well, see, to me, to be honest, I would have. I liked Candias. I would have kept Candias on, but I can see what you're saying. Ken, you couldn't really take Tavares or Ned Gunner. You couldn't take Barisic or Ned Gunner. But whereas if you're bringing Middleton on and taking Candias off for Middleton, it's a bit much of the same, and he's got a wee bit of energy. So I can probably see. I just quite like Candias. I like his work rate and things like that. He sort of gives everything for the team. He's never one of these guys that'll be 10 out of 10 every week, Fox, but he's a guaranteed 6 or 7 every week, and I quite like that with weekend days. What I'm saying about Middleton as well, I ken he's young and things like that, but I think that's just a simple thing. I can sort of do in his game. Fox, see these when to be in the park and when to come and when to go, and when to take the ball and when not to take the ball and things like that. I think we had it a wee bit with Morelos last year. Morelos was coming and taking the ball quite deep as well, and by the time he turned and got facing the defender, he wasn't really anywhere up the park. I mean, we had to keep him up the park, and I think that's what we need to do with that wee guy. He's coming quite close to the left back or the centre half and taking the ball for them. And he's having to go past 2 men instead of going past 1 man with the ball. It's just daft things like that. But like you're saying about getting time to train with him and do certain things with him, draws with him, that's when it's got to work with this guy. But no, I've got every confidence he'll become a good player. It's just got to take time, and like you say, he is your player, so it's not like you've got Kent and you're wanting him to become one of your players. He's actually your player, so it's something to look forward to with the young lad, I think.
Another surprising comment was not interested in being top of the league. Did that take you back, Bridge?
Well, to be perfectly honest, yes, it did. But I began to realise when he continued speaking, he's only speaking from one perspective, because he was saying, "Look, we were top of the league 2 weeks ago, and we soon lost that." You know, so that side of it, I ain't too bothered. When I dare say what he's meaning is, if you go out on Wednesday and win and retain top of the league, then we can start thinking about it. But until such times that we have this, we're top of the league. Obviously, the fans want to be top of the league, but he's not necessarily thinking as a fan. He's thinking as a manager, and he's trying to put the shall we say, the press in their place to make him think that he's going to be jumping up and down because we're top of the league. He's going to be doing what a good manager would do, and that's what he's probably trying to say to them. I'll do what a good manager does. When we get 2 or 3 games when we're top of the league consistently, then we can say we're top of the league, and deservedly so. That's the way I think about it. I don't think there's much in it. What did you think?
I like that. I like that as well. Bridge, I like that as well. I like the fact he said that. And I'm glad we're at the top of the league. And last week we were at the top of the league. And like you said, we had a terrible 8 days. Lost to Aberdeen. drew with Dundee, and then we go beat midweek in Europe.
Yeah.
But that's 3 games, and it's 8 days. Top of the league on Sunday against Hearts. Back to third in the league before we go into games on Saturday there. After Kilmarnock winning again, the Kilmarnock took a pumping after that lot last week and bounced straight back. It's not about being at the top of the league. It's for one day or for a couple of hours, because anybody can go to the league, top of the league for a couple of hours. It's about going to the top of the league and winning games when you're at the top of the league, and fending people off when you're at the top of the league. Ken, it's alright saying that's the top of the league. I thought the Rangers fans were a wee bit on the board yesterday as well. They were looking down and things like that. But we're at the top of the league. Celtic have still got a game in hand there. We can't forget that. We're still going to play Celtic. We've got a really hard game this week against the Spoonburners. So if we come through that game at the end of the week against the Spoonburners, and then the game on Saturday, I'll be happy to say we're still top of the league, and I'll be quite pleased with that. But until that time, because anything can happen, I quite liked what he says. Is top of the league means absolutely nothing new. Let's be top of the league.
St Johnstone we playing Saturday. Is it St Johnstone?
Right, St Johnstone, aye.
Yeah.
Those 2 hard games, Bridge, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely, bud. Absolutely.
I think it was a wee bit to take the pressure off the players, mate. When we won at Tynecastle, the players reacted after it about going top of the league. They were jumping in front of the fans and all that, and then suddenly we lost that top of the league position. And I think he's trying to say to the players, you've got to maintain this to claim that you're top of the league. He's no interested in it just now, because it's the end of May when it becomes important that you're top of the league. Although for the fans it's absolutely terrific. I'm really pleased. That's coming towards the end of the year and the first part of the season, and we're up and about it at the top of the league. 4 games to go, 12 points at stake. And if we can win, I think 10 out of the 12, we'll stay top.
Well, I think that I thought we'd blown it just 2 weeks ago when we lost against Aberdeen, and then just an absolutely shocking result against Dundee, a shocking game. I mean, just the result, although we got a point. So 2 absolutely poor games for us, dreadful games leading on to the European game. So I thought, in all honesty, after the Dundee game, I thought we'd lost a chance. I think I even said it on the show here. There goes the league. I don't think we'll win the league based on that. If we continue playing, continue playing the way we're doing, we ain't going to win the league. So you can say bye-bye. But lo and behold, the 2 great results for us, result-wise, 2 great results for us at the weekend, and now we're back in top. Again, we've leapfrogged Kelly and them. So that's just suits me fine, let me tell you, being top of the league. But I think this position, top of the league at this stage of the season, just as you said, Fox, this is for the fans in reality. The players as well, they'll love it silently in their own spaces and with their own colleagues and players around about them. They'll love that, and they can have a bit of banter with the fans on it. But I hope they get a wee bit. I hope they get a wee bit of hunger about them now. But for Bridge, you know what I mean? Aye. Because we were top of the league and we just let it go with a whimper. We let it go. I thought that game against Aberdeen we were terrible. The game against Dundee we were terrible. If buts and maybes is a great thing, Bridge. But if we had that day we were top of the league against Hearts, if we beat Aberdeen and then we beat Dundee, that's us taking an extra 4 points to an extra 5 points. Sorry, to what we're taking now. We're a way ahead that league. It's if buts and maybes, but it's simple things. I hope our team get a wee bit of grit amongst their teeth now and say to themselves, let's try and stay here. See, instead of jumping in front of the fans like they've won the league at Tynecastle, let's think to yourself, what's that got to be like if we do keep winning these games? Because we're capable of winning these games, and we're capable of beating the Spoonburners and going up to Perth and beating them as well. We are capable of taking 6 points, but whether they can do it or not is a different story. So I hope the guys get that wee bit of grit amongst their teeth and just got it. And to get us these 6 points and get into another couple of hard games, a game against Hibs and a game against that lot. So that's 4 hard games coming up. If we can take a few points for that, we'll be doing well, Bridge. George, just if you don't mind, before Foxy gets us a tune, just to say that those 5 points that we dropped against Aberdeen and Dundee, if we'd won those 2 games, we would have went over and I reckon we would have beat that team over there because we had a lot more confidence. And I really sincerely believe we could have got through that. And I'll tell you something else. He put 5 points up. Based on what we know now after this weekend, we could have been put ourselves in a position where we were getting close to being uncatchable because our heads would have been up, would have been full of confidence, momentum running, and so on and so on. Against Aberdeen, and then we've got the game against Dundee, and then the young boy Algeria saying he didn't want to be with. So that's quite a lot of negatives for us. And if we could do those negatives, it'd be far better. I really believe if we'd have beat those two teams, and we would have won, I reckon we would have won the European thing. And I really do think we'd have put ourselves in a position where the panic would have set in across the city. Panic. Because they would think they'd never catch us. And yet they've still got this fantastic team, best team in the world, blah, 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 But I think we're going to be just...
I think that's the story of this league this year, mate. We aren't the only people that must be regretting losing points in games that they should have won. The Tims have been the same, mate. They've dropped points against St Mirren and they've been beat by Motherwell, aye. Yeah. And Hibs there, who were on a horrendous run, mate, turned them over easily. They'd have been gone there thinking that was an easy 3 points as well. Kilmarnock have dropped half points to teams that they would expect to beat as well. And that seems to be the story of the league this year, Georgia.
Aye, that's it, folks. It's see that, it's like you say, if buts and maybes. If we could have just knocked the teams in the heat the last couple of games, folks, and we'd maybe get teams starting to think about. I think the Livingston one, we went out with a whimper as well when we go beat after Livingston, folks. That's the thing. We just didn't show up that day. We need to get that. It's inconsistent out our game, folks. That's what we need to get out our game. But we're not the only teams in the league that's doing it, like you say. I mean, look at Hearts. Hearts were running the way with the league at the start of the season. And look at them on Friday night. Anyway,
we're just getting ready to go for the tune. So if you're listening in, you feel like giving us a wee phone call after the tune, it's 0141 356 1972, or you can join us on Rangers Radio on Skype and we'll bring you into the call. Right, we'll go for a wee tune now, Georgie boy.
Okay, bud, right.
This is for all our American fans. I think if I've got the right tune.
How many years ago, my boys, I left the Glasgow town. I followed the pull of the Yankee land and here I'm settled down. Although I'm in so Bridgeton Cross and my friends so near and dear, but I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Talk of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway light so clear. But if it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer. If we only had the Rangers over here. For they're the finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean this quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Buck of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway life so clear. But if it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer. If we only had the Rangers over here. Finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean this quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Talk of California where the sun shines all the year. Digging down my batcher board where life's so clear. But it would fill my heart with sadness, it would fill my heart with cheer. If we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had the Rangers over here.
Welcome back. Do you enjoy that wee tune, Bridge?
That was excellent, pal. Excellent.
Just
CB's dancing in the lobby. He's kidding on. He's up with a camera or something.
Well, I want to move on. There was a good wee article, and I know I shouldn't say the name, but the Daily Record today, by a Rangers blogger called James Black, who's known as the Dude on Rangers Media and probably other forums as well, counteracting Gordon Park's attack on Mark Allen and Stephen Gerrard's transfer buys this year, where he said the only one that was worth signing was Alan McGregor. Would you agree with that, Bridge? What did you think of our signings overall? We are, after all, sitting top of the league at this present time. For everything to be such a flop, we've built a squad for roughly the same price as the Tims are supposed to have paid for French Eddie or Edward or whatever they call him. Do you think that all the signings have been poor, although Javier has left us due to being homesick? Sadiq was a flop, we all agree. But I can remember Alex Ferguson once saying that 50% of transfers work out for you. You've got a good system. So what do you think overall of our first half of the year and our signings, mate?
Well, we need to understand what the guy's saying. I don't know what the guy said, other than the fact that what you mentioned. I don't know the manner of it. Obviously, the best signing we've had, if we're very honest, is in fact Alan McGregor. I mean, a superb signing, and will go on to probably end up being in all honesty, probably our player of the year. He's certainly the best player we've got insofar as whatever service he gives to us. But is he talking of Gerrard signings, or are they talking in general only Gerrard signings?
Oh, he's talking in terms of the. I mean, I think we brought in 15 or something like that.
Yeah, Gerrard brought in 15
for
players.
a combined total, including free transfers, for roughly, I would say about, what would you say, George, £8 or £9 million all in?
We spent 6.2 million all in, folks. So maybe going out was probably about 7 million. Roughly about 7 million, folks.
And I think we've got good value. The other 13, Arfield, although another free signing, we've had to pay wages for him, but been a success in Scotland for me.
The loan players alone, with the excuse of pun there, with the exception of Sadiq, which is unfortunate, that every single one of the loan players we brought in were good. Am I wrong? You've got young Kent, you've got Jerry, and who's the other one now? Worrell. I think Worrell is probably, out of those three, Worrell's probably the poorest, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, he still does a ton. There's another one somewhere. Where's the other one? Can't remember who it is. Maybe somebody in the lobby who the loan players were. So if you're counting the loan players, I think we've been overall been a success. Koulibaly, of course. How could you forget? Well said, George. No, remember.
See if you break it all down. I mean, there's you're talking about. Just listening to what people are saying on radios. I don't watch other teams. Just listening to what teams, people say on radio stations and on programmes and things like that. If you break it all down, Alan McGregor, I think we've signed the best goalkeeper in Scotland on a free transfer. That's my honest opinion. I don't watch Craig Gordon or the other goalkeepers. Other goalkeepers come to Ibrox, like happened on Saturday, and it looked like a world beater. The Aberdeen goalkeeper looked like a world beater. But I honestly think we've signed the best goalkeeper in Scotland. That's my honest opinion. Big Goldson and Katic and what do you call him, Macaulay. We've signed 3 centre-halves. No, I'm not saying they're world beaters. They're definitely no world beaters. But if you're talking about Big McKenna for Aberdeen, worth £10 million, and we can place him against Goldson, for example, who we paid £2.5 million, I think that's a good signing for us. I'm not going out and saying he's better than anything the rest of the league or anything like that, but I think he's a good signing. He makes mistakes, Bridge, like every centre-half does. I mean, that lot across the city, I think they spent £3-4 million on the big Belgian boy, and even he makes mistakes. We seen him make mistakes last year against us, nearly cost him a couple of goals as well. So I think I'm quite happy with that. As the guys we've actually signed, another free transfer, Scott Arfield. I think Scott Arfield is a great free transfer. If you can sign anybody through that English Premiership who comes up here, you're going to have to pay a good wage for him. I don't know. Maybe we're on 60 grand a week, 50 grand a week when he's down here. He'll not be anywhere near that now when he's come up here, but he's maybe on half that, say, now that he's come up here to play. I think he's been another good signing. Yeah, again, I'm not saying he's got to be a world beater, he's not got to be a 4.5 million or £6 million striker, midfielder or nothing like that, but he's a good midfielder. So there's a couple of guys here, like the big Sadiq guy, maybe not a great signing, but if you've maybe brought in 10 guys and 2 of them have maybe failed, I think that's no bad going, Bridge. I think that's quite good going for your first transfer window.
Absolutely brilliant. I've got no complaints whatsoever about the people our managers brought in. As I say, some of them it's a bit unfortunate. Young Sadiq just didn't make it, only a youngster. The boy Ejaria played 20-something games, 28 games for us. 27, 28 games. And okay, there are a couple of poor ones in it, but he's only a youngster. I mean, I think he's been a great success for us. Obviously, he's not going to see his time out now, but my goodness gracious, you're right. You talk about Arfield, absolutely tremendous. Obviously, I can't complete. The ones I was going to say was the boy Murphy and the boy Dorrans, but they weren't Gerrard signings, so forgive me. I was thinking of them for a wee while there. But really and truly, that boy Macaulay, getting for nothing. Macaulay, when he's no 100% fit by any stretch of the imagination, and he might never get 100% fit again, but he's got match fitness to pick up on. And you can see he's not the fastest person over the ground, but my goodness gracious, he can read the game a bit, So I think him and we were talking about this earlier, George. I think him and Big Goldson are quite a good partnership. I really do think they're a good partnership based on what we know. But I still think we're really short of we're really short of that left-footed centre half. We desperately need that balance in the defence. Barisic certainly gives you a lot of balance. You can see that yourself on Saturday. Wonderful player, absolute top quality as far as I'm concerned. Quality, and Grezda not far behind him. So he's brought these people in. I love them, absolutely love them to bits.
Well, I think personally, although we haven't signed them as Rangers players, we have with Barisic, Grezda, etc. But some of these loan players and people were brought in are free have got us in the position we are now. They all helped and pitched in to get us through the qualifiers, to get us where we are in the league just now. People like Flanagan, who's had absolutely been battered all over the place with Rangers fans saying that he's rubbish, etc. and that. But he played his part in the team to get us to the position we're in just now. The money they earned in Europe, getting us to the very last game. In fact, it was down to the last, 7 minutes before we get knocked out of that competition. And we were always in with a chance of qualifying even in that game. If we'd have took what chances that we got, we could have been through that. And I reckon they've made the transfer money back, George. Do you know? Through the European money adventures, if that's the right word.
I said that the other night there, folks. I don't think we could have. I don't think we would have actually forecast for us to go as far in that competition, folks, and to pick up as many games and for to actually have as many people. So we've had 6 games and with the 4 qualifiers. Realistically, after what happened last year with Progress, I think we were probably saying if we get through 2 or 3 things, we're doing no too bad, and I think that's where we're probably been. So the rest has probably been a bonus. So I think we're probably broke even, as in the money we've spent in transfers and the money we've brought in the European money, folks. I think that our transfers have been absolutely bang on. And you're talking about Macaulay a minute ago there, folks. I think bringing in Macaulay, see, at the time I thought to myself, no, another 38, 39-year-old guy. We didn't need that. What everybody else were bringing in, Katic and Goldson and all these guys are a reasonable age and we'll get a few years at them. But I think Macaulay was a masterstroke. When you see him on the park, I think he was an actual masterstroke. For to bring him in, to put him in that team with the young laddies and to put him in the team with Worrell, to put him in the team with Goldson, I think he's been brilliant. I said the other night or day, he's not got to play every single game. But he's got to help the young laddies along the way. Remember, he's actually older than Steven Gerrard, and he's running up there and he's playing well for us. So for to bring the likes of him in to play alongside Katic and let Katic watch, his confidence been battered now. I think we've done really well in the transfer. For it to be one transfer window, folks, I think we've done excellent.
Aye, well, when you consider what Pedro spent and the players we've been left with on long-term contracts, mate, we haven't made that mistake this time. John Flanagan, although not a great success in our eyes, he's only on a 2-year deal. We got him for a free, and he's played his part, as I say. Who else is there? Worrell. No, but I'm going down through the defence and the midfield, mate.
Sorry.
Worrell, although again, no a great success with the Rangers support, he played his part in getting us through Europe, the European ties as well. He's not been I think he's good in the deck but bad in the air, but he's done alright for me. You move into the midfield, Ajaria again played his part, scored the goal away in Europe, helped us get through these qualifiers as well. The boy wasn't a total flop either, he just didn't fit into our way of playing, if you ask me. So I wouldn't say he was a horrendous transfer in and loan. Who else have we got? Koulibaly, who started well, also played a part, mate. I don't think we're going to take up the option myself to sign him, but he's played his part. Another one that came in on loan, so never cost us a lot of money. So there's more than that in there. There's Lafferty probably has been the one that we paid money for and has no hit the heights that we thought he was going to do. Do you think he's the only flop, mate? Who else have we got? Sadiq was definitely a flop. Young boy Ryan Kent has contributed all season as well. So I don't know. I think the dude was right in pulling up this Gordon Parts in the mail who is criticising what our buys were for the amount that we paid out and the free transfers that were brought in. I think it's been quite a success so far.
So what was he actually saying there? Was he saying that all the people that we brought in under Steven Gerrard are rubbish?
Aye, that's what the boy Gordon Parks said in the Mail Sport, that it's been poor choices. But they poor choices have got us to the top of the league, mate, you know.
So but hold on a second. He's basing, this is his opinion, or is he basing this on something?
No, that's on his opinion.
He's not comparing it to his love of life across the city, this fabulous team that nobody can beat.
Aye, well, I mean,
there you go then. What can you say?
They've not exactly had a great transfer budget, transfer window themselves in the summer, you know. £9 million in that Edward, to me, is a complete and utter waste of money. Yeah. I think they bought him on the strength of the goal he scored against us at Ibrox, mate, because he's certainly not doing the same sort of job as Morelos is for us. You know, and we only paid, £1 million for Morelos when Cassina brought him in.
Well, you know, if Morelos, George will tell us, I'm sure he will, if Morelos can keep his head down, get rid of all the nonsense that's got running about him, he'll still need to work hard because it will be a target. For 100% sure, he'll be a target for the officials and he'll be a target for the opposition. And the opposition will be winding him up and they're hoping for a comeback from him, and the officials will be waiting for the first thing he does wrong, if wrong it is, but they'll be able to blame him for something, that's for sure. That's just the way things are with us, our team. The dislike, distaste, hatred, call it what you like, of Glasgow Rangers and everything about us, and it's just pure jealousy. And they're all raging because we're sitting top of the league and the other team across the city, isn't it? That's one of the reasons for it. Now, I'll tell you what, and I saw the highlights, and I thought Hibs totally outplayed Celtic based on the highlights. But I never saw Neil Lennon doing an aeroplane run when they scored either of their goals. I never saw his excitement. I never heard any excitement in his voice. You know what I mean? When I heard a wee bit his interview. So based on the BBC's highlights, he wasn't as excited as he was when they equalised against us. Remember the 5 each game? And I'm thinking to myself, you're beating the champions. Why are you not so excited? You just know the agenda's different. Totally
Man's depressed. Leave him alone, mate.
It's okay, pal.
So overall, I think we've had a good half season myself. We're coming up to the transfer window, Bridge. I know you're one that say you would never sign a Scottish player, but is there MD in Scotland that you wouldn't mind seeing in the Rangers side if they were available?
Sorry, is this a general question?
Window? A general question. Has MD impressed you coming to Ibrox or in away games that you've watched?
No. I don't see. You see some of them, they're good players. European guys come to Ibrox. Look, some of them look very good players. For instance, we played Hamilton Accies there, and you used to be able to look at Hamilton Accies and say, they've got some good wee players there, you know. Wee boy Ali Crawford was a smashing wee player. The boy that we brought last season was a smashing wee player. For them, and I don't think for the Rangers. We brought in the last two we brought in was the boy, as I say, the boy, what was his name? It went down to Shrewsbury, for God's sake, Greg Docherty. So we brought in Greg Docherty from Hamilton, and we brought in Lafferty from Hearts, and that tells you how successful those moves were. The last two players we brought from a Scottish team. I personally have said this time and time again. I would never give them one copper coin. If I could help it, not one. They just don't want to do any business with us, and if it is, they want to rob us. And we've been robbed. £1 million we paid out this season, or between Docherty and Lafferty, over £1 million, and we've not got anything for it. We couldn't get a goal on Sunday.
There's a lot of Rangers supporters clamouring for the boy Docherty to come back up in January,
I know.
mate.
I know, pal, I know. I'm just trying to tell you, this is the way I feel. You were asking me, is there anyone who would bring in? We've spoke about the boy for Kilmarnock, the left winger, that Jones' name is. We've spoke about him, and personally, no for me. We've got a young boy there, Middleton, we want to keep him going, and we've got Gresda. So I don't know anyone in Scotland, and playing in Scotland, that I would want to bring into my team. Right? I wouldn't want them. I'm not being funny, I just wouldn't want them.
Anybody you've seen, George, that you would say I'd take a punt on him?
For the money they're talking, the one Bridgeman was talking about there, would be Jordan Jones for £400,000. I think he would do well in the Rangers team. I've never really thought about the lad, to be honest, until he was linked with us last year, but I think Kilmarnock saying they want upwards of £500,000, so I don't know if we would do that, but I think he's quite a skillful lad, quite a good player. He gets about the park well and plays well, and that boy Eamon Brophy, who they signed for Hamilton, played well for them as well, so I don't know if he's just getting the best out of the players, Fox. Me personally, I would like wee Ferguson for Aberdeen.
Aye, I like the look of him myself, mate.
He looks like a big strong. I look at our laddies in Scotland. See if you look at the laddies in Scotland, that wee boy Christie for Celtic, he seems to be quite a good player, but he's quite a slight wee laddie, quite a wee laddie, no much about him. Whereas that wee boy Ferguson's well built, can hold his own. There's been a few rumours back and forward about the boy Shinnie for Aberdeen as well coming to the Rangers. I've seen that. It was actually mentioned the other night there, but I've seen it on Twitter a few times yesterday there that he's knocked back a contract to Aberdeen. Fox, there must be players in Scotland that we can get into our team just to top up our players, just to top up our Hangman Toll, certain. But I wouldn't go the score like Bridgeman said. I wouldn't go the scoring pay crazy money for these guys. But there must be guys in Scotland like that wee boy Ferguson and wee goal scorers and the wee boy Ayr United. I would probably take a punt on them, Fox. I ken he's already supposed to be rumoured to sign for Swansea, Southampton, or whatever it is, Swansea, sorry. But I'd probably get somebody like that. So that's what I would go. See if you can get him for 300 grand. I reckon you can get him for. And see if it doesn't work out for you, you'll be able to sell him on again for 300 grand. So I would take a punt with him, the wee boy Shankland.
What about a boy in the Premier League? Would you no have a wee look at Greg Stewart, mate, as a secondary striker rather than a young boy Shankland?
Aye.
Boy's a Rangers supporter. Looks to have a wee eye for goal, brings other people in. I quite like the looks of him. Big McKenna, if he wasn't priced out the market, I mean, I think they're going way over the top at 9 or 10 million for him. There's no way MD in Scotland's going to pay that for him. But you never know. There must be the boy Marlon, I would say, at Hibs is all. But he's a mad terrier, mate.
I actually agree with what George says about the boy Shinnie. If you can get any of these players, there's some great players playing in Scotland that I see. But I wouldn't look at them for money. If you can get them on a free contract, you know, sort of like we did with Ryan Jack. I thought that was a fabulous buy with Rangers. Absolutely fabulous buy. So if you could go to Aberdeen or go up to that boy Shinnie in January and get him on a pre-contract to come in the summer, my God, what a steal that would be. You know what I mean? Because he's well rated, he's an international player, he's just starting to join in at international level, and he's as tough as nails. Definitely, but no pay him. I wouldn't give Aberdeen a penny. Seriously, I wouldn't give them a penny. George knows how I feel about these things, seriously, for Foxy. But I don't know the ones. Sorry,
keep talking about money, but Bridge, I mean, we were talking about money there, and we're talking about is our transfers being successful. We're talking about a big Golson, for example. I think he's done excellent for us this year. I really do. I think the Motherwell game, he got caught in the hop, he got caught in the wrong bounce, and his confidence got shattered in that one game. He had a poor game that day, the 3-2 game at each game at Fir Park. I thought he had a poor game that day. But apart from that, what did we pay for him? 2.4 million, I think we paid for him. I think that's been a good signing. Now, if people are turning around and telling me Big McKenna for Aberdeen, who was playing with Ayr United 2 seasons ago, is worth £10 million, that the team's finally got to pay £10 million to get him, I can't see that. No, if we've just signed a player, a centre half for a Premier League team in England for £2 million or 2.5 million, and the Premier League team final's got to come back up here and pay 8 to 10 million. Absolutely no chance. I mean, I think the Beggars put a £2 million bid on for him. Was looked back and said they want to treble that. Absolutely no chance. There's no way that guy's going to be worth 6 or 7 or 8 million pound, and we're buying a guy for the Premier League for 2.4 million. There's no way they'll slip up that much, Bridge.
But there is young boys that staying at me. You look at Andy Robertson at Liverpool, who's just suddenly took the game by the, I was going to say by the balls there, but I better no. But
you've done it now.
Has just managed to up his game, finally ends up at Liverpool, and he's a roaring success, mate. And maybe it's a case in Scotland, there is players like Andy Robertson who don't get the proper coaching, who don't get the big break, as you call it, because teams will go out and pick somebody else for down south, and some of these young boys don't get a chance.
Well, Andy Robertson went for Queen's Park to Dundee United.
Aye.
So that was a really big...
Still picked up for a song, mate. An absolute song in Scotland.
Coming from an amateur team, he probably got them for buttons. But once he's up there, they've seen the qualities there, and he's fought his way into and made that left-back slot his own. And I think he was a smashing player. We talked about him when we went to see, when we played against Queen's Park in the 3rd Division. You know what I mean? If we talked about him then, would we go and... Nah, it was only an amateur, so there's nothing you could say. But the Rangers, Ali McCoy wasn't looking at him, so there's nothing we could say about it. But I'm not saying that we would have brought him and he would have been a fabulous, and we could have sold him to Liverpool for a zillion million pounds or something. Nothing like that. we just saw him. He was playing there. Remember the game? He was absolutely outstanding against us. He played a really good game, and the young Aird, scored the goal in the very last minute of the game, probably the last kick of the game. We were lucky to get away with a 1-0 there. But he's obviously, that boy's one of these boys that comes through, and that boy Ferguson might just be like that as well, you know. But
there's players like that to be found like that, Bridge. That's the thing. I mean, I think see what we've done with wee Docherty. We've got wee Docherty. I think we paid 500,000 or 600,000 for wee Docherty. Now, see if you had went to, for example, an Aberdeen or a St Johnstone or one of these other teams, and then came to Rangers, we would have probably had to pay £1 million for him.
Oh my goodness, of course, yes, absolutely.
It's probably the same as happened with Lewis Ferguson. Lewis Ferguson's went from Hamilton to Aberdeen for £200,000, and if we go in for him now, it's probably upwards of £1 million. Now, like I think it was Fox said the other night there, we maybe need to start taking a punt on a couple of these young laddies. And if it didn't work out, we move them on to another team. But there's folks saying in the lobby, and he's absolutely right. Blue Shadow, Ryan Hardy, scoring goals against Premier League teams. We need to bring these guys back. Maybe instead of trying to sign players, the one that Fox is always talking about is on loan at Falkirk. Bring that guy back, the wee boy Dallas. Start giving these guys a chance in these games. Get Ryan Hardy back and see if he's got to be able to score goals for us. So maybe it's looking a wee bit closer to him.
He looked at that, and I saw the highlights of his sojourn against Hearts, and he had a tremendous game. Scored 2, could have been 3, could have been 4. A really good performance by him throughout the game. And you know, Ryan Hardy, the last time I saw him, he was playing at Ibrox, and I thought he'd not a bad game for us as well. Unfortunately for him, the managers at that time didn't fancy him. He was maybe too slight or no quick enough, or whatever the manager says, and he was loaned out again. I think he would probably force his way in to be a good, shall we say, a good deputy for Morelos, to be perfectly honest with you, the young Ryan Hardy, or maybe even a left-sided player for him, because he had a smashing left foot on him. I'm not saying he's left-footed, but he had a cracking shot for his left foot, hit the post, brilliant stuff. I rate that boy. I think a lot of us that sit up in the Copeland, we're baffled why he can't get a game. We're not stupid, you know. We could see whether he's good, bad or indifferent. Each time we've seen him, he's done some good things, but the manager's the one that sees him most of the time. You're right, but we've got a lot of lone players, and they've got to come back, including the boy Docherty. Personally, I don't think he'll come back to Rangers, but there you go.
I disagree. I think he will come back to Rangers, mate. I think what he needed was a bit of toughening up, Docherty, mate, and I think he'll get that playing down at Shrewsbury. He's playing in a more advanced role down there. When he came into our side, he was asked to play like a defensive midfielder half the time, whereas when he was at Hamilton, he played on the right wing quite a lot, and then inside right, mate.
So can I ask you a question then? You're just speaking about Docherty. So Docherty's a good midfielder. He's playing very well for Shrewsbury, according to the reports that I've read anyway. I don't know who we would drop to put Docherty in the team, right? Because the way we started off in Sunday there wasn't any lone players in there that you could say, well, he'll take his place. That was our own players. You know, so who of those three, who would you have dropped to put Docherty in? I'm just asking that question on a casual basis.
Well, if I had the choice, mate, between him and Koulibaly, I would put Docherty in then, because he's more technical skills than Koulibaly.
Right, Koulibaly wasn't playing on Sunday.
No, but I'm just saying, well, it would probably be Ross McCrory, mate, if you're talking in the attacking terms. I think the boy's got good skill in them. I think, as I say, just need toughened up a bit, like Ryan Hardy, who I thought was like a big clays ball, but when I watched him against Hearts there at the weekend, it looks as though he's put a bit of muscle on, not a lot, but it looks as though he's filled out a wee bit.
Yeah.
And he took his 2 chances very well, mate.
Superb.
And I think, was it 2 of them were 1-on-1s, mate, and he beat the keeper both times, and that's a thing that we're badly needing, somebody that can go 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, you know.
And anyway, not scared of the long ball coming at him. Not scared of the long ball coming at him either.
No, I was just thinking that there is players here in Scotland without... I mean, if you'd have seen the video, for instance, of Greg Docherty at Shrewsbury, and we were interested in him, and you're seeing the goals he scored, how he's playing, you'd probably say, no, he looks all right. But because he's a young player at Ibrox, we tend to overlook them. Let them get the experience of playing in different leagues for me. Bring them back. I think that's what Gerrard says to him. Go down there, show us if you can improve your game. And I think he has improved in there.
I don't doubt for a minute he'll improve on his game. He'll improve on his game. I wish the boy nothing but luck. He is a Rangers player at the end of the day. I wish him nothing but luck.
Another one for that team, Hamilton, that you were running down. Is that over Ferguson? It's an Aberdeen team for you as well.
You know, if you think about it, where you think at Hamilton have brought out some fantastic players, absolutely brilliant players, and they've done really well. They've got a great youth system. All the praise in the world for Hamilton Accies for these things. The way they played against us on Sunday was just a shocker. It's just shocking, absolutely disgraceful. Really, that's all.
But I say, mate, it wasn't the way they play, it was the way we pushed them back, but never mind. Anyway, another wee bit of news that's broke is that Katic seems to have a couple of problems. Been missing out the team for a wee while now. Do you think there's a future there for Katic, or do you think he's one of these boys that's just going to move on? What do you think, George?
Fox, I like the big guy. I do. We've got to keep remembering he's 21-year-old. I like the big guy. I think his confidence been a bit shattered, and that can. That could go on for that could go on for a year. Just when his confidence has been battered, and that's what I was saying the other night there. See, they played Macaulay on Sunday against Hamilton. There may have been the chance to play the big guy and try and get his confidence up. Get him a couple of games. Now, Ken, him and Lee Wallace have played in a few bounce games recently. So I think it's maybe just his confidence has been shattered, Fox. But I think he's a good player. We went out. He's been in the Croatian 21 squad most of the time and things like that. You didn't really get into that squad, Fox, if you're a bad player, to be honest, Ken. It's all top players that's in the team. So I think it's a day with his confidence. I like the big guy. I hope he can come back round for us and settle down into Scottish football, because maybe he's just not settling. And same way Jarry as well, what happened to him as well, just wasn't settling, Fox. And I think the guy, like you said a wee minute ago there, a couple of the European games, Fox, I think he played really well for us. He took one of the goals, I think was Villarreal scored against, was it Villarreal? I can't remember.
It was indeed, yes, it was.
He scored a cracking goal, Bridgeman, against them. So I think it's just a matter of getting these guys to settle down, and I think Gerrard's the best guy to do it, Ken. I think he'll put his arm around them and try and get them to settle. Big Katic, and it never worked out for Via Jari, so it never worked out. But I would like to see Big Katic get a few games and try and stay in and try and working it out. Like, even if he's got to go on loan, I don't know if that'd be an option, just to get him a wee bit of confidence or something like that. If we've got enough defenders to see us through the season, and get him on loan with somebody just to get him settled down and get him playing football again, because that's what maybe our point is. We're maybe too quick to batter in guys, Fox. I mean, look at the big centre half for Livingston. We're talking about Rangers looking at him again. I mean, we let him go. He went to Berwick Rangers. He went to Clyde with Barry Ferguson, sorry. Went to Berwick Rangers and then went to Livingston. And now he scored against Hearts the other night there. And he looks like a big solid defender. Now they're talking about other Premier League teams looking at him. So maybe we need to just start giving these guys a wee chance. If they're no playing 100% for us, maybe just send them out on loan for 6 months and then bring them back and see how they're doing. But that big boy at Livingston's doing wonders now, so maybe we just need to give Katic a bit of confidence and get him back in the team.
I can't think of his name either, boy, but he's new captain. I think he's captain of Livingston just now. What was his name? Was it beginning with an H? Oh God, somebody in the lobby will get that. The other thing about Katic, apparently his father's not keeping well, and this might have been going on for a while, mate. Do you think it would be reasonable to, with Macaulay being there at his age, maybe be here for another, to the end of the year anyway, letting Katic back out on loan, back in Croatia?
Craig Halkett, by the way. Craig Halkett.
I knew it began with an H, mate, aye. But if he has got kind of family problems, leasing them back, no leasing them, letting them go on loan back to a Croatian side and let them settle down to the end of the season and bring him back in the summer would maybe help the boy. Because we're no short of cover at the centre half if Worrell's there, are we? Sorry, who was talking?
No, George was talking, sorry. I'm on in, George.
No, maybe that's just the way to do it then, Bridge. That's what I'm just saying. Maybe as if everybody thinks we've got enough cover to see us to the end of the season. We're big if Worrell's got to stay with his cover. We've got Golson, we've got Big Macaulay. We're not in Europe anymore, so it's basically got after the Christmas period. It's one game a week. You've got the Scottish Cup, which is a Saturday game as well. So if we've got enough cover, even Big McCrory can maybe play it back. Just to do the best for the club and for the lad. Folks' lives comes before football at the end of the day. And if the big guy's suffering, Kenny's failures, maybe maybe an idea to send them back to Croatia. Because I think with Doherty going on, I think Gerrard keeps an eye on him every couple of days on the phone to him. They've got guys down there watching him, things like that. So maybe it would be a good thing just to send the big guy back here to where his homeland and just let him play a few games over there and then bring him back in the summer. Maybe it'd be the best for everybody, folks.
It might make it worse for him, I have to say, if he is suffering, if his family, he's got some problems with the family, and illness in the family can be a terrible thing. And when you're away from home, it makes you terribly homesick. So it may be beneficial for Rangers if they want to get the boy back again at all, is to just send him home for a 2 weeks or a month. Because they're coming up to the Christmas period. Maybe it'd be a good idea to send him away now. If he's not getting a game in the first team, then you're not going to miss him. So it'd be worthwhile sending him home and say, come back after the Christmas break and we'll get you started back on again and let's see how he is. That's providing everything goes all right back home, It might be a really nice thing the Rangers club could do for the boy. It might be really well appreciated.
We don't know that for certain, it's his father, but it is rumored.
No, I'm saying if anyone in their family's having problems, then,
I think the boy's got tons of potential, George. Maybe, as we say, it's a loss of confidence, but if you've got something like that on your mind, in a foreign country, try to settle down, your mind can be elsewhere at times, can't it? And maybe you need a bit of concentration,
At the moment, you've got 3 full-time centre-halves who are our players, and you've got Worrell, who's on loan. Worrell's made absolutely no shall we say, statements other than he wants to go back to Nottingham Forest. He's never said, I'd love to stay here. He's never said anything about putting of the positive side of staying and playing for Rangers. So I think he's going to see out his time until the summertime, and then he's going to go back to Nottingham Forest because that's his first love. So we're going to lose him in that sense. So Katic has got a chance to get in there. Personally, I hope he could just go and buy another centre-half, a left-footed centre-half that's 6'5" or 6'6", and a big animal. That would do me fine. Balance the team up, and you'd be able to fit Katic in there, swap him about with Golson and things like that, because they two are no bad. They played very well together. Get me a great 3-5-2 central defence, or defence as 3-5-2. Get good players to play at the back. And I'm running out of voice.
Do you not think the way that we play just now, mate, rather than a big animal at centre half, what we need is a ball playing centre half, because
I want to play ball as well.
Your centre halves are in control of the ball quite a lot, mate. And if you can get somebody that can pass a ball, I mean, Goldson and Macaulay aren't the greatest of passers, are they? I'd rather see a centre half that had a wee bit of something about them, mate,
Personally speaking, I'd rather have a centre half that will go and attack the ball and show the opposition that he's the man. Go and win the ball and pass it out to somebody in the midfield that can actually play football. Because midfielders are footballers, the real footballers. And you've said it, and many people have said it. That's the engine of the team. If you can put the ball out to them, obviously they find the man. No, don't give him it if he's, what do you call him? If he's marked or anything like that. Just do it right, play football. you know, on Sunday there, it was quite comparatively easy for our defence. As I said when we started the show, it was dead easy for our centre halves because they didn't really have up much against them. I thought that Goldson had his best game for us, most assuredly, and so did Macaulay. Had a good game as well. I believe, did I know here, Macaulay got man of the match or something like that. But not that it matters. They both played well, but there was nothing against them. You put something against them, and we're not that good. We're not that good in the air. We give the ball away, or we give away free kicks. Not that we do it deliberately, but the players we're playing against are smart, clever. They fall down and they get a free kick, and that can be terrible when centre halves continuously give away free kicks.
The reason I'm saying a ball playing centre half, mate, is Alan McGregor. For all he's a brilliant goalkeeper, mate, his distribution isn't the best, is it?
It can be very poor.
Because he's poor distribution, we tend to throw the ball out to the two centre backs, and there's sometimes we get away with some scary things with them trying to pass that ball about at the back, and more times than not, mate, they stick it into the midfield, and it's a hospital pass to some of the midfielders because there's players all around them all the time, and just somebody with a wee bit of craft at the back.
You know, you can just imagine the ball goes out from McGregor out to the right side of the defence, and let's say that's Macaulay in this case, and Macaulay can play well with Goldson, and no matter who it is he's playing with, it's Katic or it's Worrell even, they can play well across the back. They pass the ball to each other, but when they go out because they try to move wide, when they go out to the left, they can't hit the ball. It's got to be off their right foot, and when it's off their right foot, you've got, you know, they just can't do it. They can't pass the ball down the left. So they end up pushing the ball from the centre to the left, inside left channel. And we can't pick that ball up. They'd be okay if they would try it diagonally. You know, they're good diagonal ball players. But when you're needing somebody to chip that ball down there to a wee Middleton to run onto, you don't have that quality on the left side. The left foot is absolutely essential. And you can see that when Barisic is on the ball. He's got a beautiful left foot. Even Andy Halliday can pass the ball from the left, you know. You need that balance, particularly at centre half, because that's the way we're playing football. We're giving it to two centre halves, one on the right, one on the left. When you get to the guy on the left, he tries to make the ball. Sometimes it works, most times it doesn't. And you end up shouting and balling, you know.
I'd be pretty happy to go forward with, I mean, we've only got, I didn't think Big Macaulay at 39 you're always alright to play a Thursday, Sunday, but then I don't think that was alright for him to do that. I think he looks fit enough, and I think he looks like a great big centre half for the age of him. Just the way he controls the ball, passes the ball. I think he looks like a decent centre half, and I'd be more than happy to go forward for the rest of the season. Even if you were to say, right, Big Katic, he's got to go back to his homeland, he's having a bit of bother for 6 months, and we're going to go with Goldson, Worrell and Big Macaulay. Worrell is covered obviously, and these two guys playing because he should be able to play for most of the games now. Big Macaulay, if we're not playing midweek games, it's just really Saturday games we're going to have until later on in the season when the Hingby start again, and you've got a big Worrell cover. I'd be quite happy to go forward with that Bridge as a centre half. I'm not saying they're Worrell beaters, but I'd feel quite confident with the guys. And even if somebody was saying, can you say maybe bring another centre half? That's great, but I think, my honest opinion, I think we need a number 10 before we need. I don't think we're going to go crazy in this transfer market, Bridge. Well, I think we'll probably bring in a number 10 and possibly another striker, and that's probably as far as it'll go. Maybe another loan for Liverpool to replace Ajaria, because I think Liverpool will be really happy with the way laddies came up here, played in Europe, played in a few big games for us, played well in a few big games for us. We've looked after them, we've done well with them, and Ryan Kent seems to be happy enough. So I think they'll probably look to get us another player, maybe to replace him. Maybe it'll be the next step up, maybe they'll be bringing somebody back, I don't know. So if you get a striker in or a number 10, I think I'd be pretty happy to go forward with the rest of the season with the team we've got, to be honest. Like,
No arguments there, George. This is a dream of mine. I want Rangers, if Rangers are going to be the team that we would all want them to be, then we need balance. That's all we need. We need balance. And yes, at the present moment, I dare say, in most of the fans' eyes, a striker or a number 10 is probably the most important role. We want to be able to set the ball up. We want to be able to score goals, which unfortunately we're not doing enough of. There's Coops as well. Not Penner's coming back. the ghost centre half, centre forward.
Do we have to change our shape at Bridge to get a number 10 and another striker in?
Oh, I don't know. It depends what they're doing. You know, if you're going to use a number 10 who's going to be a shadow striker, you're going to go 4-4-2 or a derivative of that. You might go 4-3-1-2 just for saying sake. But you've got to, somewhere along the line, the manager's going to come up with a shape. But he needs the players to fill it. And as George says, if the club are saying that they think a more important buy is the centre forward or a backup for the centre forward, that's going to tell you a million stories that number one, Lafferty is not the answer to our centre forward or goal scoring problems or issues. Lafferty is not the answer. Although he scored a couple of goals for us, which I'm eternally grateful for. He scored, I think, 4 or 5 goals for us, which I thought nearly every one of them were good goals. But the other night there, he missed 5, 6, you know. So sometimes it's a lot hot and cold. He's not I don't think he's a natural centre forward, to be honest. I just don't see it.
The only way that we fit in 2 up front, mate, for me, is going 3-5-2. But if we do that, we lose our effectiveness on the wings with likes of Kent, Gresda, Candias, because they would need to go then, mate. Or they wouldn't be able to play. If we go to a 3-5-2, you've got your 3 centre-halves, your 2 wing-backs, you know, 3 in the middle. None of them can play in the middle of the park to get your other striker up front with Morelos. And I don't know how we fit that in. And if we go 4-2-3-1, we leave ourselves wide open in the middle of the park. It's a difficult balancing act.
Exactly, that's why I'm saying the manager's got a tough job.
I think the signings that we've brought in, mate, is to suit the 4-3-3 system. And
don't do that for a minute.
I don't think we can change it much with the rest of the personnel. I think we're going to find it hard unless we bring in the proper players up front.
Well, that's why I've been saying to you that
the 3 up front, mate, as I've said for ages, if you look at people that play the 4-3-3, my prime example is always Liverpool, where you've got 3 strikers up front, no 2 wingers and a centre forward, mate. You've got 3 strikers. Correct. Your width comes for your full-backs bombing forward, as you see with Robertson and the young boy Trent Jones on the other side. That's where your width comes for. But again, when Faith Middleton, for me, isn't a striker. I don't know if Gresda can play that. Candias certainly isn't. So I don't know how we work that either. You know, do you play Lafferty out on the left? As a striker coming inside. I know we've tried it and it's no work, but maybe through a run of games it might, and your secondary striker is playing on the right and coming in, mate, you know. Because the problem now is we've got 1 striker in the middle and the 2 wide men don't get into the box alongside them. That's our problem at the moment.
I think based on what I saw on Sunday, I think that last statement you're making about more people going in the box, I think that the boy Barisic will provide that on the left for sure. Beautiful balls into the box, providing allows, if Gresda's playing there, Gresda can move into, you know, let Barisic run and even work with him and then get into the box and look for the sort of the break of the ball or anything like that, you know. I think he'll be really good for us. It gives us that extra edge, which we weren't getting. You couldn't get a Flanagan to run down the wing. No offence to Flanagan. You couldn't get Flanagan to run down the wing, put a left-footed ball in. It just wouldn't happen. But the same way, Andy Halliday. Andy Halliday's good at cutting in and having a shot, you know. As long as it's on his left foot, because that's what his most important foot is. But I think we're talking about a different level of player when you're talking about Barisic. I just hope to goodness he continues his improvement, because I think he's a superb player. And he will be a great player for us, a great left back.
I think going with, see if you start talking about going the 3-4-3 or the 3-5-2 or whatever that, I think you're taking probably the strongest part of your team away, folks. I think Candias on one side, like I said earlier on, he's not a 10 out of 10 every week, but he's a guaranteed 6 or 7, 8 every week. And Ryan Kent, I think he's coming right onto a game. I think if we go to a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3, whatever it is you want to do, I think you're taking the guys right out of the game. And they're probably our strongest point. I didn't think, even like just thinking about like Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool would probably send him up here to be a winger, and that's what Steven Gerrard's wanted to be as a winger. So if we go with how we went at the start of the season, a 4-3-3 with Morelos up front, Kent on one side, Candias on the other side. If we can keep Barisic fit, he's on one side, and Tavo on the other side, and they boys are getting winged into the box like we were doing at the start of the season. Morelos will start scoring these goals again. So I think 4-3-3 is the way we've got today. Got to go with it's a 3 in the middle. You've got to think about it. You've got your Candias up front. Well, Candias is your winger, Kent is your winger, and Freddie is your striker. It's your 3 in the middle. Who you got to have as your middle? Jack, Arfield, and Koulibaly or Jack. I don't know who you'd have. That's the 3 you've probably got to Jack, Arfield, or I don't know who the other one would be. It's a 3 in the middle you've got to get sorted, because you've not got really a number 10, a playmaker in that midfield. So that's why I'm saying if you go with a 4-3-3 and you try and bring a number 10 playmaker in for that for to fill that position, you'll have him. In my opinion, you'd probably have him, Jack, and Arfield, and that would be quite a strong midfield for me. Like,
I think Arfield, in all honesty, is supposed to be. To me, he's supposed to be a number 10. But I don't think he is. But I think your Dorans would be a number 10. So if you got Dorans back, I think they would make a good midfield with Dorans in it. I think McCrory's playing quite well. So your McCrory, Arfield, and Dorans, for instance, or McCrory, Arfield, and Jack, which you've got them in now. And yes, I agree with you 100%. You could not. Based on the team that we've got and the squad that we've got, I've said it all along, we don't have the players for 3-5-2. It just ain't going to happen. You'll need to change completely. Your whole philosophy has to change for 3-5-2. But you need players. You need some great players in your team to play it.
Well, that's how I brought it up, Bridge. We're all screaming for another striker. But unless it's a cheap buy, we're not going to get a decent player on loan for the likes of the boy for Liverpool, who's not going to come up here and sit on the bench behind Morelos, mate. If he's coming up, you need to fit him into your side. And it would be the same with any decent class, quality striker. Nobody's going to sit on the bench behind Morelos. The only other thing would be if we sold Morelos, we could bring a striker in, but I think we've got to keep Morelos. I think that he could be the difference between us winning the league and losing it this year.
So I was watching that game, the particular Livingston game. I was thinking that Morelos and the boy Ryan Hardy may in fact be a good partnership up front for your 2 strikers. I don't see Lafferty as a front man. I don't see it. He's played up for Rangers a couple of times. Admittedly, he's scored some goals, so I'm not taking anything away from him that way. I don't see him as a partner for Morelos. They've tried it a number of times and it's not worked. We tried him on his own on Sunday there, didn't work. So he scored a couple of goals, I say, but I just don't see him as the target man, as a centre forward. It's going to do end for us, to be honest. It'd be really nice to see young Hardy coming in, or another, and give them a crack. If you want to go up 2 up front, give them a crack up front, let them see how they go on. Because Morelos is a smashing player, and you certainly wouldn't want to lose him. So, to me, he's the best player we've got on the ball, fundamentally. He's actually a fantastic footballer. You know, he's got the ball, he's got that presence, he's got a bit of gallus, and he can run with the ball. And he terrifies players when he's running at them. So he's a really good player for me.
Okay. I think that's the thing, but see if you stay in the Europa League, going into the next round, I think you maybe have a chance of bringing the boy Solanke in as backup, because you probably have that many games, you probably would. But my honest opinion, I don't think you've got to replace Alfredo. I think he's one of the best strikers in the league. You know, I think he's class. I think everybody talks about taking the bad side of him. I think that's the good side, in my honest opinion. I think you've got to lose him for a few games and things, but that aggression you probably need in a player. And see, for me, we're not going to be in Europa League now, so see if we could maybe get that wee guy Shanklin Ayr United, where he's not going to expect to play every week, but he's going to want to get in that team as often as he can. I think that's the kind of player you maybe want to go for now, and you pay the 300, 400 grand for him, bring him in and see how he do. If it doesn't work out, then you move him on. But I think that's the sort of standard. I wouldn't go out and pay £1 million for a striker when you're still going to laugh at it there. And it's hard enough for him to replace Alfredo without even bringing a young lad in for United to replace. So that's where I would go with. Like,
I think he'll definitely go down south, mate. I don't think we would be prepared to offer him enough money for what we want him for as a gamble. And it's a gamble we'd be taking with him. Well, and I think clubs down south will pay more money than we're willing to pay the boy weekly. Anyway, that's us coming to the end of the night. I want to thank you, George, for coming on. Thanks to everybody for listening. And it's up to you, Brad. John, you go.
Oh, can I just say, what can we say? Great night. Lovely conversation. So thanks to yourself and George. Thanks to everybody in the lobby for listening. To all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio. Every single one is. Keep it going for the Rangers. I'm dizzy. I'm top of the league. Keep it going. We need it.
Good night. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock talking all things Rangers.
The girl so young to Glasgow City to come, seeking fortune and the new way of life. How could they all know their ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, when here's how it goes. Four lads had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no cash, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. Hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your hearts and voice. Let's celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. Dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kids, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. To start a football team. They had no money, no cash, not even a ball. But they still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. Had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no cash, not even a ball. But they still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong.